She makes noise. She's going downstairs too. You better be quiet, lady. Grand Rising. I said Grand Rising. Oh, man. Family. Peace and blessings to you all. This video is titled Rebuke Hotline because I just came up with a brilliant idea. So I'm basically calling the prayer line of CBN to get a rebuke on the line. I will be rebuking them. I just called the CBN people who just came up with the little children's storybook that my son was telling you about earlier, that they have all these whitewashed images on their little children animated Bible stories. So I certainly called them and asked, proceed to make them think I was calling for prayer, but I came to rebuke. That's just simply what I came to do. So I thought I'd do this live because if anybody ever is wondering, this is a grand idea. The Father said to tear down their altars and burn up their, images, and the same thing they did to our stuff. They went to the holy place and destroyed our things and defiled it with pig's blood and all that jazz. So I'm hoping I can get somebody on the phone live with you all so that we can, do this live. And not only that, but possibly be an example for when you're out here and about and you need to possibly rebuke someone on demand. When you may see somebody in the corner with some little tracts, or somebody that, is asking for prayer with you, or whatever religious people come knocking at your door, anything like that. These are things that we should practice at and be ready for to give an account. This is contending for the faith. This is not a game. And I'm praying and trusting, believing that the Most High is going to allow someone to get on this phone, because I am not playing today. We just called the one. It's funny because we just called the CBN one for the children's storybook prayer line, and there was a brother on the phone, right? And he goes, "Can we go in prayer?" I said, "Well, I don't need anyone going to prayer. I need someone to give an account for this whitewashing blasphemy, which is adding to the scriptures and taking from the scriptures." I said, something must be done concerning it. I said, I'm giving him approximately a whole day to get this right. I will be calling again tomorrow to make sure that something's done about it. This is not a game nor a joke. What y'all have done has brought forth lies and deceit in the Father's word. I said, if anyone adds or takes to these scriptures, the Most High shall add to your life the plagues. So we're going to somebody have to give an account for this. I said, it's unacceptable. I said, it's whitewashing to the max. White angels, white God boys, white people and characters in the Bible. And then Zion said today that the only time they showed a black person was when they had Lucifer's angels and the bad angels. They had the nerve to put one black guy on the bad side. No, we're not going to do that no more. We're not going to do that. Something needs to be done. And so I'm going into the enemy's camp and I'm kicking the door off the hinges and I'm coming with the full-blown rebuke. And if somebody doesn't get on this phone line today, because this is the CBN Connect, I understand this is the number. Well, it's 9 o'clock, so it says 24-hour number. I should be able to get a hold of someone. Perhaps I'm someone of the world with a dire need emergency and I need someone to pray with. My attempt is already to perceive them, to make them think that I'm coming to, need help in prayer. And then next thing you know, blow their mind off with these scriptures and rebuke. I got the sword right here open with me. I'm going to start them off with 1 John 5 and then take them down. We're going to start from the back and go opposite of where we, would normally take them. You think go automatically to the New Testament, the Old Testament, they'll be like, oh, well, His grace and this and the third. So I like to go to the New Testament with them to show them the error and show them where they're wrong at. So they said one of the representatives should be with me in just a moment. And if I don't get a hold of somebody now, I'm going to hit them first thing bright in the morning when I know somebody is, up and ready for their little jolly, hi, how are you? Can we pray with you type time? That false narrative. But let me tell you about the prayer line that we just did, right? So I called the phone and the brother's like, yeah, well, let's go in prayer. I said, well, I don't really need prayer. I said, I'm coming in regards to a summon someone to rebuke. I said, that's what I'm calling her for. He was like, well, can we pray? I said, go ahead and pray, right? He goes, oh, Father God, what is your name? I said, my name's Hadassah. I told you from the gate, my name was Hadassah. Now, I ain't say I told you from the gate, but I'm like, I already told you what my name was. I said, my name's Hadassah from the tribe of Benjamin. I'm calling in regards to this blasphemy and this whitewashing. Hold on, let me check. Sky check because I got him on hold. So I said, and I'm really disgusted. I said, my son and my children were watching this, television series that you guys provided, and we just couldn't help to see nothing but straight whitewash. And we're just trying to figure out, like, why there is nothing in the scriptures that, nothing in these series reflecting what the scriptures say. I said, when the Bible clearly says he's a black man. He goes, oh, I understand, but it's just a children's thing for the kids to learn. I'm thinking, oh my gosh. I said, Zion, do you hear this coonerization? Do you hear this? This is excuses. This is when he got the job. He got to be on the phone line praying because they know he'll do a good job making sure that nobody like my kind would get through to the prayer line. Or anyway, how should I say this? He's good and dead. He's good and brainwashed to the point where he's so asleep that when somebody like me called and him being a brother, it didn't even matter to him because he's a doorkeeper for CBN. He's not a doorkeeper for the word. He's not representing the scriptures. He thought because he could quote a corporate scripture saying that, we're not to wrestle against flesh and blood. That's their favorite line. First of all, I'm not wrestling with anybody. If this is a wrestle for you, then that means that your spirit's not of my Father because I come to rebuke error. And if you want to wrestle with me in my rebuke for error, then why you enter the fight? Well, what are you entering this fight for if you are supposed to be of the scriptures? That's what I'm trying to figure out. If you are supposed to be behind a broadcasting network that's supposed to be representing the scriptures, then you should have some type of compassion for my son, who is a 9-year-old young male who is perceived to be black in this society, okay? And he's telling you out his own mouth he felt some kind of way when he saw a black one figure being on the side of Lucifer in the movie, in the series or episode of Job, and how it made him feel.
The name of God reveals God's character and attributes. This life-changing DVD will also provide insight into the power and protection available to you in the name of God. The Name of God DVD will help you discover
the Name of God DVD.
and protection that can be found in the Lord's name. You'll be encouraged by tremendous real-life stories of people who have seen firsthand what trusting in the name of God can do.
Trusting the name of God can do.
Automatically receive instructions. Please continue to hold. One of our representatives will just hold.
Name of God's DVD. I do believe they have a thing where you're allowed to submit questions to the CBN and they vote for I guess they probably pick which ones they'll put on the TV. I don't really want it to be on their TV. It doesn't really matter to me. But I'm really trying, what my intentions is to do is, I was so excited because I was like, wow, you know what? I got a bright idea. I'm going to call these television broadcasting networks that advertise their Christian nonsense, and I'm going to go back and forth with them with the scriptures. I'm going to question them. I'm going to ask them, what the Father puts in my spirit to ask them. Because of quarantine and, churches probably are locked down. You can't really go to churches right now like that. They've always had Jehovah's Witnesses coming to people's doors harassing us. Why? I don't see anything wrong with me going to them, asking them some questions. Because I got some questions and I need some answers. And I don't need the answers from them because they can't tell me nothing I don't already know. But I want to know how they sleep at night, lying and deceiving the way they do. And so, bottom line, family, this has been the beginning of what I would say we're going to definitely, by highest will, finish the book of the 2 Babylon Paper Worship. But I want to also do a 2-part series, that would be a 1-part series, the Babylon Paper Worship book. And then I will do something in regards to like call say like TBN or the Daystar or the Word Network live and ask them some questions. And I want to try to particularly have like a person on the phone. I know during the day is the best time to do it. It didn't dawn on me, it's late, it's Eastern Standard Time, but they have locations like say California. I know for TBN, but if your number is like an East Coast number, it'll probably pick up the East Coast offices. If they're not in, they'll probably send you the voicemail, all that kind of jazz. But that's my intentions, is to get a hold of someone. And I want these calls to get on their nerves so much so till they end up having to make an address concerning this. I'm going to ring the phones off the hook with questions, rebukes, and dividing the word of truth. And I'm not going to stop until I get someone's attention. There just could be somebody on that other phone line that may need to be sealed. There could just be somebody who the Most High wants to snatch up and get out of that foolishness. We never know. But bottom line is, family, be advised.
How can I help you?
Hello?
Yeah, this is how can I help you?
Oh, you're Hope. Well, that's just lovely that you jumped on the call because I had the phone on hold. I didn't think I was going to get a hold of anyone tonight. And, I am just really hoping that someone can help me with love.
Okay. I'll be happy to pray with you. And what is your name, please?
My name's Hadassah.
You said Hadassah?
Hadassah, yes. From the tribe of Benjamin.
That's a beautiful name, Hadassah. I love that name.
Thank you.
That name. How can I pray with you tonight?
Well, before we get into prayer, I want to give you an understanding of where I'm coming from. I was just going through my scriptures, and for some reason, I stumbled upon First John, chapter 5. Are you familiar with that?
Yes, I am.
Oh, so would you be familiar? Could you help me with verse 2, where it says, "By this we know that we love the children of the Most High, when we love Him and keep His commandments." Oh man, yeah, because I was looking at the world today, and it just looks like a disgusting place, and I think the world would be a lot better if we kept His commandments. Don't you agree?
Well, that was the whole purpose of giving the commandments in the first place.
That's
that
right.
we would keep them.
That's right. Do you keep the commandments?
As well as I'm able.
Oh, that's great.
I mean, yeah.
Which ones are you probably not able to keep? Which ones do you probably struggle with? Because I used to struggle with the one that says keeping the Sabbath day holy. Then one day He woke me up out of my sleep, and I keep the Sabbath day holy.
Okay. Well, I do too.
You do?
Uh-huh.
That is wonderful. So that's wonderful. So you agree that we should keep the Sabbath day holy and not worship on a Sunday?
Well, you're talking about worshiping, and when the Lord explained that keeping the Sabbath day holy, you're talking about the seventh day Sabbath. The Lord explained to us that every day is holy.
Well,
we should keep every day holy.
Oh my goodness, I must have missed that. Every day holy? Oh, you know what? You're right. We should live every day with the standard of holiness. We should.
Every day, yeah. I agree that.
Yeah, I like that too.
Not just one day.
No, not
just one day.
No, but see, the Sabbath isn't just a day of holiness. I think it's also a day of rest.
It is a day of rest, yeah.
And so I was.
I'm not disagreeing.
Oh no, I didn't think that you did, love. Yeah, and so with all the things going on in this world today, do you think that the world needs to show a better amount of love?
Of course. There's no dispute about that.
Yeah.
That is the first commandment. Love one another. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your soul, and all your mind, and love your neighbor as yourself. So yes, of course.
Do you ever think that there's a people, would you agree that there's a group of people on this earth that are lacking in love? When the scriptures say that love is keeping the commandments, is there a group of people that are at the bottom because they don't keep the commandments as like a nation of people?
I mean, there are lots of people who don't keep the commandments. There's
Yeah,
lots of people who don't think God. There's lots of people who don't honor God's word at all. So yes, there's a lot of people. Lots of people.
yes. Would you think that
the small percentage of people who even acknowledge God? Very small percentage of people who even acknowledge that God is in control, that God is God, that God who is who He is.
That's right.
Yes, we have a lot of people who don't believe God. So yes.
Yeah, like including these presidents. Did you hear about Biden just being sworn in, and the next thing you know, he sworn in also a transgender secretary, a health advisor for Pennsylvania? Did you hear anything about that?
I didn't hear about that, but I don't really watch a lot of news, so
Good.
I didn't hear about that. I don't worry about what the news says either.
Good. That's good. But
my life is hid with Christ in God, and I see what's going on around us. We live in a world, but we're not of the world.
That's
We
right.
live in the world, but we're not of the world.
That's right. So my question would be final, ma'am, is that if you understand we keep the commandments and you keep the Sabbath day holy, does this broadcasting network, do they stand behind the commands of the Creator, or do they stand behind the laws of man?
Wow. I think that we stand behind the laws of the Creator, and we still obey the laws of our land because we're commanded to obey the laws of our land.
As long as they're in accordance with the Creator's commandments.
As long as they do not conflict with the laws of God, yes.
And so the scriptures also talk about laws being formed for mischief. So if we know that there are people, well, Job 9:24 says that the earth has been given into the hands of the wicked. So we know that the wicked rule the earth and the powers thereof, because we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against powers and principalities and powers in high places. Then that means those who are in rulership are seeking their power from these authority from these wicked powers, because in the wilderness, who the world calls Jesus, he didn't bow to the temptations of Satan when he said, if you bow down to me, I will give you all these kingdoms. So obviously somebody's must be out here bowing behind closed doors to orders that are not in order with the Creator, because they got the rulership of the world. I mean, you see how these presidents and these leaders are ruling.
Well, they've always been rulers. God raises up people, God takes down people.
That's right.
God, even the people who think they're ruling, God is in control. God said he went and brought the evil king of Babylon to put the Israelites in bondage because they were disobedient. So he has the command over every leadership of the world. He's in command.
Well, I'm so glad you mentioned the Israelites, because those people are a people of rebellion, and they have tended to do away with the laws of the Creator. And my question today really also is, when you think about the word Israel, you hear, I don't want to go down that road, but there are Israelites mentioned all through the Bible that he told, if you didn't keep my commandments, that you would go through this captivity, that captivity. And for some odd strange apparent reason, when I read Deuteronomy 28, I saw that there were people who were prophesied to go on ships into a land that was not their own. And that just so happened to happen to my ancestors. We were brought here in America on slave ships, and our ancestors have been, indoctrinated from tradition, and things have never seemed to got better with our people today. And we're still being shot down in the streets and deprived, and abortion clinics, and we're at the bottom of every nation. Other nations could come here and open up stores and get loans, but our people are still at the bottom. And I read Deuteronomy 28, and it mentions all these curses upon a people who, if they do not keep these commandments, these things would happen. But though everybody in the world doesn't keep the commandments, they're not all cursed. So there must have been a covenant with a nation of people that disobeyed. Wouldn't you agree?
I don't personally. I believe that curses exist, but I believe that Jesus came to break the curse. So you and I may differ in that. So I believe that the reason why Jesus died was so that he could break the curse. So those of us who believe in him, we're no longer under the curse.
That's right. And so believing on him when he is the word that became flesh, that means everything written in the word that came out of the mouth of the creator is believing in him. Because if we believe, we do. It's like if I believe I'm going to go down this road that is saying I'm going to be safe, I'm going to drive down that road and I won't be hit by anything. I believe that I'll be safe driving down that road. So if I believe in his scriptures, I'll do what he tells me to do. But a lot of people say they believe in him and they don't believe in him. And these are the situations I have noticed with CBN. You see, CBN is in bed with the governors and the politicians and the ways of the world. They're not in order with the commands of the creator. For holy is separate, and that's exactly what it is. And if we obey the creator, and he says that you cannot serve two, but you can only serve one, then we don't need to look like we're double-minded and serving the creator and serving man as well, because the kingdom is at hand.
Okay. And Thank you for that commentary.
Yes, and so what's very important is that we have to understand that the law that he came to do away with, the curse he came to do away with, was the curse that was upon a people who were cursed according to breaking the covenant. So you mentioned a curse. You said curse, as in curse, not curses. Because when you read Deuteronomy 28, have you ever read Deuteronomy 28?
I have.
Are you familiar with all the things that Moses prophesied and Jeremiah and all the prophets had prophesied to the Israelites that would happen to them?
I really appreciate your teaching tonight. It's really.
Oh, I'm not trying to teach. I just wanted to converse with someone.
Unfortunately, I cannot do that on this line tonight because I have a queue here with people who are calling for prayer. And this is prayer line. So, yeah.
Oh, that's a shame.
I stay down with you, but thank you so much. I appreciate you calling, and thank you for sharing.
Well, the wicked flee when no man pursue. Have a great night.
You too. God bless you. Bye-bye.
So blessed. All right. Well, that was fun. So there we have it, family. Her name was Hope. And I was hoping that she gave me a lot more time than I thought she would have. She did better than the other two guys I dealt with. The first one was a brother. He wanted to be a coon and shuck and jive with me and catch and fetch for master. The second one was an Edomite, I could tell. And he basically was a jaw drop on the phone. He did not say anything. And then we have a woman here. She could be, I don't know. What she was, it didn't matter to me. What she gave me was an ear, and I appreciated that. But secondly, I was impressed for her to say that she keeps the Sabbath day holy. But when she was saying, I think she was trying to throw me off by saying, I keep every day holy, so that includes the Sabbath. But see, that's not the order. See, this is the thing that people think that they're justified in. We're supposed to live every day holy. You're absolutely right. You're supposed to be holy, which is set apart. But people that say they do that, they really don't. The standards for the Sabbath are not something that you can live by every day. You can't not work every day and rest. That's what you call a sloth. That's what you call a wicked servant. So, bottom line, that was fun. I really enjoyed it. I know I'm going to have plenty more of it. But what I think I'm going to do this time is, before I get on, I'm going to have questions already written down. And when I have the questions written down, I want to have the scriptures for their possible, feedback. Like, say if I ask somebody, hey, do you believe in keeping the Sabbath? And they say like something Miss Hope said. Oh, yeah, I keep every day holy. then I would need to get like I need to have at least 2 scriptures that I can explain to her why that mindset is error by saying I keep every day holy. Well, I should ask, well, how do you keep every day holy? What lifestyle are you living that is holy? What ways would I identify you not as identify you as the world? Because if I look at your dress, chances are you look like the world. Before you even open your mouth to me, if I was out and about doing this, I wouldn't need to ask you. I could already identify you by your attire. Not to say I'm going to judge a person because they have on pants. They could be a person who's aware of the truth and they just happen to, wear pants or they're modest pants or whatever the case may be. But I'm not going to rely just on the outward. I'm going to have the Holy Spirit who knows all things to give me did you burn the cookies? No. Good job. That is going to show me or tell me what I need to ask, how I need to ask, how I need to go about it, and how I need to approach this person. But I realized once I started talking about Deuteronomy 28 and mentioning the curses, and then when she said the curse was done away with, and then she seen how I was coming with and that's not right either. She was like, okay, she's not calling for prayer. She's calling to agitate. Or not agitate, but like she said, you're calling to teach me. And I really wasn't trying to teach her. I was just really, my idea is to awake the people. It's like going in every kind of possible way. I want to deliberately be a light. Like when I'm writing today, I went to the store, I came by and I'm going to get a system. I want to play my music really loud because I want people to hear the music. I want people to hear the lyrics of the Rockabar, Humble for Yah, Saf Squad, Sleepy LaFleur, a lot of my brothers that I play, my sisters too, that have righteous music that the beat will have somebody think, oh, what's she listening to? And next thing you know, the lyrics are going to grasp your whole attention. Sometimes like when I'm, if at the gas station, I have my music playing loud, it's just, I don't have to have what they would say, like bumper stickers on my car to get your attention. But when I was playing my music and we were waiting at the light, I pulled up next to this car and I looked at this sister and she was like, I can't explain it. Like the spirit inside of me. Oh, how can I break this down, y'all? It's like you can look at someone and just in that glance, you could get information on that individual from just glancing at them. Because you glanced at them, but their eyes were like pulling on you. Something about them was like, I need help. Or you see, the spiritual eye sees lack, death, sleep, or just things that they need, especially if it's my people. Like if it's my people, I can look at them by a glance and just, I want to be a light to them. I want to be a blessing to them. I want to deliberately, help, because it's going to be so sad that a lot of souls are going to perish. It's sad. I think about that a lot, about the souls perishing. And when in the beginning, when I'm like excited, like I get a kick. Like I get a kick. I get a kick of knowing, oh, I might just get one, And so I was going to go, like when I first found the truth, I was going to go to churches and the parking lots. And when people were getting out of their church like services, just wait in the parking lot and just try to reach them that way, But having to deal with Zebby nursing and my husband being like, I don't really want you out there on your own like that. Da, da, da. I was just like, darn, sometime I'd be like, Father, I could have been a guy. I could have did this, that, and the third if I was a guy, but I'm a woman, so I do what I can, how I can, and reach them in the ways that I can. But this just gave me some motivation to get some homework done. And that simply is to write my questions down. And when they come to me with what I assume they might say that I know they're familiarly, like that they normally say, I'm just going to have the scriptures ready for where I need to go with them. And like I said, when I was saying to her about, did you ever read the book of Deuteronomy 28? She was like, no. not only Deuteronomy, but the prophets. See, your broadcasting network does not stand behind the laws of the Creator. So now you got to question you, man. Beyond you praying for people, you have to look at yourself and say, am I in a position to even be praying for people? There's things in the word I don't even know. Now, she didn't pray for me, but her job is to pray on the phone. You usher me off the phone line because you gotta be. So now they got you like, now I know the world got a hand in this because they're telling you if a phone call is taking too long, you have to hurry up and get that phone off. Or this is what she's saying. This is the cap. Oh, I got phone calls coming in. Ain't nobody really pressed about the CBN right now. Yo, the Israelites, the children of Jacob, we got the internet on lock. Okay, so I'm sure if you're getting some phone calls, it's probably people questioning you about why you've been lying. But anyhow, that's beyond him. Then again, there's a lot more dead ones in the earth than there is woke. So, I mean, because the masses of the ones that's going to be destroyed, she even said it. A lot of people don't even believe he is who he is. And she just happened to be one of those people. She didn't even know it. Because those that believe on him according to what they want to believe on him, those that believe on him not according to the scriptures have said, they really don't know him. Thank you, children. Thank you. You made these, son?
No, we did.
Thank you, son. Thank you, son.
Wow.
Thank you, Zeba. I was thanking him for the kiss on the cheek. So, I'm going to get on out of here. But I thank the Father, y'all, because yesterday, my computer my Wi-Fi connection was off. I got on in the morning, do my regular thing. I looked at it, was an X. I was like, all right. I'm going to try to open up the network sharing, try to get back on, Now, my whole name thing was not even, there was no name I could find. I'm like, all right. So then I'm hearing the Spirit talk to me. Hiding place. Him just dropping some things in my spirit. I said, okay, Father. So this was intentional. So I'm not going to get mad about it. I be missing y'all. Like when days I can't get on here with you guys and share and be a light or whatever like that. I'm like, Father, can I go? He's like, tell you when you can go. But today, while I was getting the lesson that we did earlier ready, he let me know when you proceed, it will be up and running. I'm like, all right, Father. So I sat down today to share with you guys. Having the lady on the line, that whole idea with Rebuke Hotline. And rebukes don't always have to come in a manner like you're getting rebuked. Like rebukes can be as subtle as I did it. Like, well, you can act like you're naive. You can play like you don't know nothing and just blow them out the water with it. There's so many ways you can do it. Come on, like our forefather, like they want to call us tricksters. Well, I'll show you a trick, all right. But it's not even a trick, though. It's just like what the guy before, I told him that the kingdom is at hand and our kingdom suffering violence and the kingdom of darkness must come down. And we are definitely bringing the rebukes to this error and this whitewashing foolishness. It is absurd that our children cannot even read and learn of the scriptures without every single image being white. This is wrong. This is disgusting. You even make the robots sound white with blue eyes. Like, give me a break. But as soon as I sat down, right, I saw first the X, then I saw a light, like a little sun symbol by the Wi-Fi bars, and I watched him. And I remembered what he said to me. He'll be up and running. And I believed him. And then when it was up, I said, Father, you said that. I said, you said it would be up and running, Father. Look at you. Go ahead, Father. Father did that thing, But I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, family. I will be working on those questions. And we're not going to stop. So you want to talk about cues? I got plenty of phones in here. I'll have all phones up at once. calling. And once I get somebody, I'll hang that one up. And then once she hang me up, I'll do what I got to do. But if I'm driving in the car, my music is going to be on purpose, for purpose. If I'm online, it's going to be on purpose, for purpose. If I'm in a store, it's going to be on purpose, for purpose. My attire, I walk in the stores to get water, and I had on my little, let me show you what I had on today, y'all. I love this skirt. This is my favorite skirt because, I had to stand in the chair because I'm little. This skirt is warm. You see this skirt, y'all? And it comes with like another little veil piece. But it's very warm and soft and dainty, yes. Oh. And so, like when I walk, like my dress is going. I just love it, you know. And so I had this on today with my tzitzit. I had my coat on. My coat comes down like to my knees, like that long. So they really couldn't see my tzitzit, but my skirt and my head covering, not looking like a Muslim, people look and they inquire. And I just love for people to ponder, and I'm inside, I'm daring them to ask a question. I'm just like daring. Because I know that people are watching on YouTube, they're probably thinking, are she Israelite like that? And when she said Israelite, Holy Spirit let me know she's understanding that what you're doing. She's trying to like say this is one of those Israelite people calling the phone line. But I was like, girl, you don't even know this one. We're like, we don't even identify by that. But I said, I can't go that deep. I started to go there, but I said, nah, we can't go down that route because we'll lose her too soon in the game. I seem like I know too much. I gotta seem like I'm naive. But even in that, it seemed like she was like, yeah, I appreciate you trying to teach me. Man. All right, before I go, children.
Yes.
Put Zion first, you, because I know you got some tea for me. What is something you think mommy could have did better, or what's one thing you noticed I did that you admire?
I'm gonna do better first.
Okay, good. Do the better one. When I was on the phone with the lady.
When she said Jesus, I would tell her that's her name.
I know you want to say that's not his name, but see,
I was gonna say hi because that's.
I know, but see, that's my point though. It's like
What?
when you're trying to get a person to understand the truth of the scriptures with the name, that can't be revealed to them through me because it has to be revealed to them through the Father revealing them. I gotta get you to see that with the word alone, you already off in order for you to even receive that you're saying the name wrong. And so that's why I didn't say, well, his name's not Jesus, because if she telling me what she know and I say that's not his name, then she's gonna feel the defense is gonna go up. Oh, you're trying to tell me I'm wrong, rather than me passively agreeing to what we do agree on, but then showing her the disagreements according to scripture. So had she allowed me, like when she said, may God bless you, I said, so blessed. In other words, I am blessed. I don't need God to bless me. And because of the conversations that we had, I didn't want her to be like, well, that's not his name. That would have been the one thing she would have been focusing on rather than everything else I said. So now that the seed has been sown, the Holy Spirit can work on her. And then what she heard is going to occur again. If it's meant for her to hear it again, she's going to hear it again. Who knows how she'll hear it? And guess what? Then the name will be addressed. She might end up watching somebody online or hear a song or in dream. Because when I first woke up to the truth, when I would lay down or whenever I would close my eyes, lay out in bed and close my eyes, I would see like it was a scroll and just like as if the Father was typing the word in me. But it was all letters I did not understand. It had to be ancient lettering. at first I would assume, yeah, you say it was Hebrew, right? But it was like letters. Like the paper was like orangish like paper, and the letters were black. You know, but it was like a thick, like black, like was it was ink. And it would be so quick that I wasn't able to grasp even it one line to try to comprehend it. It was just the words were being downloaded. So I understood, okay, I said, oh, well, that's the scripture that says he's bringing all things to my remembrance. So he's putting it within me and it's just going to come out. That's just what I was saying. I was like, okay, I didn't understand what I saw, but I trust it's going to come out. So Zeba, can you share with mommy what you think I could have did better? So family, if there's anybody on here watching, do you agree that I should have said Jesus not his name? I should have went that route and said Jesus not his name and then did a whole breakdown according to his name? Because you know what's crazy? While I'm on hold, they got a whole DVD they about to be advertising talking about his name. And I wrote that down. What trusting the name of God can do. You know what? I should have. That's probably why I heard that. Name of God DVD, a Name of God DVD. So now I know when I call CBN tomorrow how I need to approach it. Honestly, I'm calling about that Trusting in God's Name DVD. Oh yes, because then after it says that learn his name is it basically to advertise the DVD. It said the name of God is just simply his reflection. I mean his character. So maybe because they're realizing that our people have been woke and we're talking about the name and rebuking Jesus, in order for them to keep their viewers, they got to try to tell them, well, the name is a character. So we'll tell you what trusting in his character can do for you. You know, you don't want to get hung on the ancient stuff, you know, and trying to learn all that kind of stuff. Psalms 91 rebukes that. 11? Yeah. Good job. So, Johnny, big up, son. You right. I should have brought up the name.
And we still have more cookie dough.
Yeah.
Oh wow. So save some for tomorrow. Well, oh, I believe I'll do better tomorrow. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do better tomorrow. I willing to see you tomorrow.
Can
You go for extra follow if he's mad with me, right? How does he think I did?
He's all right.
Okay. So, family, if there's anyone that's in the chat is able to share what you think, how I did, if you're willing to share, if you want, if you're not, if you don't, it's okay. But I've already got 2-0 right now. Because Zeba said the same thing. She said, Mom, you should have brought that name out. And Zion said I should have brought his name out.
That's for me.
That's for me.
But you know what's amazing? Thank you so much, children. I agree, but to some extent, I feel like I went through so much to get his name. And my heart was seeking him to get it. And I feel that it's secret, it's sacred, not as in a way it should not be said, but I feel like that should be only given to those that seek him. I feel like if a person has already an idea of who he is to them and how they want to worship him, to give them something that precious, it won't mean as much to them. It's like giving holy things to dogs that they'll just trample over it. They'll just be like, hey, that's not his name. But I'm going to work on that. I'm going to go in prayer concerning it and just say, Father, help me. Show me. Can you tell me how I can better and how do I approach these people with your name? How should I go about it? Because I want his name to be magnified. And so I say because of that, then I say for that, I would honestly give myself a C- for today on that grade. I'll give myself a C because that ain't even a B. I think I did okay with, giving quick rebuttals to this, to go against what she said. But at the end of the call, I mean, she got out of there. I'm like, the wicked flee with no man pursue. Like, why you running? Like, where you going? Like, we didn't even get a chance to pray. I should have said, no, where you get back here? Great about that shirt. But like I said, I'm gonna get these questions ready, and I'm gonna go in prayer concerning it. I had fun with the other two, I can't allow the dead ones to think that they're right. We can't allow this. So I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all go, but my heart just really breaks, because I would just love that the Father's truth could just like it's like a switch. Come on, like how the lies have had so much dominance. I want the truth. I'm ready for the truth to have that much dominance. Like it breaks my heart that the children have to watch these kind of cartoon shows. We don't have to, but when they're trying to do the best they can to just watch things that are edifying, because everything else is talking about magic and darkness and stuff, that when they look at that, they're still offended in the truth because there's whitewashed images. So it is what it is. Thank you all for tuning in. But if you got any ideas, just leave them on the comment section on, hey, Hadassah, you can approach it like this, or this idea I had, and even ideas that we can do for our children to be edified in the scriptures, like I was impressed when IUIC was having watch and read, but it seemed like that fell off. And, even though Zion has watched them like over and over and over, I don't care that he watched them over and over. I just, because it's something that if that's what he can resort to be edified, so be it, But I'm praying and trusting that my request being made known, like that one woman who kept coming before the judge. I'm gonna keep coming before them until they do something about it, until they address this whitewashing stuff here, like till they'll be ashamed to put another episode up without making sure that the word as it is written is being expressed. So it is what it is. I love your family so very much. I pray that you all were edified somehow in this. I was edified in the correction of my children. I never allowed myself to be so high-minded and puffed up, or like just within my position that I can't take any resource, feedback or anything from my children. You'd be surprised what gems our children have within them. So love y'all family so much. Stay up in the spirit. Peace and blessings to you.
That was super.